that there was a lot of incoherence from the administration on what they wanted to do.
Here's one common theme. Not one person has talked to President Trump about whether or not he wanted a quid pro quo. So Taylor is saying that he assumed there was a quid pro quo based on what Sondland told him, the EU ambassador. He has said previously there was not. Now that his memory's been refreshed, I presume there was. But this whole thing's a joke. And Volker, the envoy to Ukraine, said there was no connection between meetings and investigating Biden.
So it is interesting, though, because Sondland said he's the one who actually spoke. He did pick up the phone and speak with the president at one point. And he said the president told me that there was no quid pro quo and that he wanted Zelensky to do what he ran on. That's a pretty telling statement.
Well, so you've got a statement from the president to Sondland says, no, this is not a quid pro quo. I want him to clean up corruption before I give him $400 million. The president of the Ukraine said, no, I was never threatened by President Trump. I never believed there was a quid pro quo where I had to investigate Joe Biden and Hunter Biden to get $400 million of military aid. The whole thing is a joke. The whole thing is being driven by partisans in the House. Adam Schiff is not looking for the truth, and the testimony is incoherent. It depends on who you talk to. But there's one common theme here. The president of the Ukraine and the president of the United States have both said there was no quid pro quo.
All right. With regard to Adam Schiff, here's what he said today when he walked out of this transcript release.
Most important facts are largely not contested. The president enlisted whole departments of government in the illicit aim of trying to get Ukraine to dig up dirt on a political opponent, as well as further conspiracy theory about the 2016 election that he believed would be beneficial to his re-election campaign.
So, I mean, once again, just like during the Russia probe, Adam Schiff, before this process has really actually begun, the public hearings aren't until next week, he already knows what the answer is here.
Yeah, that statement's full of crap. So, Bill Taylor, what does he base his belief that there's a quid pro quo on? What is the factual basis? A conversation with Sondland. Now, here's a question. Why did Sondland change his testimony? Was there a connection between Sondland and Democratic operatives on the committee? Did he talk to Schiff? Did he talk to Schiff staffers? I've been a lawyer for a very long time. When somebody changes their testimony, they suddenly recall something they didn't know before. It makes me incredibly suspicious. Why did Sondland change his mind? What prompted him to change his mind about maybe there was a quid pro quo when I said there wasn't?
All right. Well, you know, the whistleblower issue with regard to Adam Schiff is a big one here. And I know that you said that you believe that this process can't go forward until the whistleblower is known and questioned in some way, shape, or form. A lot of stories out there.